rein in die letzte Partie dieser ersten Session der Happy Bet German Darts Championship. Er kommt aus England, er ist 32 Jahre alt. Seit 2010 spielt er bei der PDC, hat eine WM mitgenommen 2013 und ist aktuell die Nummer 100 der Welt. Die Rede ist von The Rock, Peter Hudson.
We will rock you. We will rock you. You zombie someday, you got mud on your face.
Peter Hudson bekommt es mit dem Weltranglisten 18. zu tun, ein UK Open Finalist, einer der Spieler, die schon ein European Tour Event in ihrer Karriere gewinnen konnten. Bekannt als der schnellste Werfer auf dem Planeten Erde. Herzlich willkommen, the Dutch Destroyer, Vincent van der Voort.
Final match of the afternoon session here on day one of the German Darts Championship in Hildesheim, and it features a European Tour champion of the past. And Vincent van der Voort could do with something similar this weekend as well if he harbours any hopes whatsoever of making the European Championship in Hasselt at the end of this month. He's currently on £4,500 on the European Tour Order of Merit. First up, though, he has to negotiate this particular hurdle, and standing in his way is the Rock, Peter Hudson, a man we've not seen too much of on the European Tour this year. Just the one appearance so far, that was in Munich over the course of the Easter weekend when he went down 6-1 at the hands of Rene Idams in the very first round. But he's back for another crack here at a European Tour event. And a man who failed to secure a tour card at Q School last year as well. So Peter Hudson, not in a great place at this moment in time in his career. Paul Nicholson alongside me for this one.
Well, can you see what the Rock is throwing? We're about to find out. Yes, that was a Dwayne Johnson reference. But two big lads on stage. We're about to find out who has got the darts
first
today.
First Peter to throw first. Game on.
I think it's fair to say that Peter Hudson's almost in limbo at the moment with his career. He doesn't really have sort of a permanent home. But the one thing we know about Peter, who is from the Manchester area of England,
140.
He's a very, very handy customer. Doesn't matter where he plays or what he's playing in.
140.
He just gets up there and believes that he can beat anybody. Because 2 or 3 years ago, he really was starting to get really, really good. I mean, starting to pick up some victories
85.
and making some quarterfinals on the pro circuit. He just got the feeling that he was building up to something, but it just seemed to halt. And
60.
Since then, it just hasn't happened for him. But we say all of that. He's on the European stage today, and you never know. Just being here and playing against a seasoned professional in Vincent van der Voort.
100.
If he can win today, that could open up something for the rest of the season and the rest of his future.
Yeah, might just bring something out of him today. He did have some good results in qualifying, beat Darren Webster 6-5, and then Keegan Brown, former World Youth Champion, by 6 legs to 3. As for Van der Voort, he came through the European qualifiers. Of course, he beat Christian Kallinger, the Austrian, 6-3, and then Antonio Alcinas in a match that went all the way to 11 legs as well. Made the quarterfinals here last year, did Vincent. He was seeded number 12.
95.
And
Peter Maguire,
in the end,
116.
he was eliminated by Adrian Lewis, 6-4 in the last 8. So, fairly fond memories of this particular stage.
Game shot on the first leg. Peter
Hudson to
second leg is
hold his
Vincent to throw first. Game on.
It's not a bad little start from the Rock.
Not bad at all.
140.
I was talking to Vincent earlier in the season about where he's at with his career, and obviously we mentioned that he's going to have a heroic weekend to get himself into the European Championships. It's definitely something he can accomplish. He can win every tournament he plays in. He's still got the amount of ability that he's always had. But
140.
it's been more difficult for Vincent over the last couple of years since he picked up that title in Austria. He's a big man. He tends to get, you know, some soreness, and he can't practice
100.
for the amount of time that he used to be able to do. So now he's got to be very selective with what he plays and when he practices. And he even said to me that he's become a bit of a mercenary as far as darts is concerned. He goes where the money is. He plays for money. And there's nothing wrong with that because there's plenty on offer. And it's still very handy. And when you're picking up victories in qualification against Antonio Alcinas, who I seriously rate, then you must be playing decent stuff.
Yeah, and he's had some, as you say,
Game shot on the second
chasing
leg.
the money
Vincent van der Voort.
performances this year.
Third
Made
leg
the
Peter to throw first.
quarterfinals of the
Game on.
Masters, last 16 of the UK Open, also qualified for the World Match Play as well, which rates in a few quid, or a few euros in Vincent's case.
I mean, you could have the argument to say that the pure enjoyment of the game should be enough to be able to play on every stage, but sometimes you just need that extra cherry. And if we take the greatest player in the world, Michael van Gerwen, who was Vincent van der Voort's best friend, then one of the reasons why Michael van Gerwen is playing everything and winning everything is because he's so money hungry.
Yeah.
He wants to provide for his family, his future.
100.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. That's just modern sport for you.
And also, I heard an interesting quote from Ronnie O'Sullivan recently as well, whereby he was beaten in a snooker tournament somewhere.
96.
He said, well, to be honest, it's not the end of the world, because in snooker there are tournaments every week and I can just go elsewhere and pick up some more money there. And darts is very much the same way. The difference with Van Gerwen is he is pretty much winning everything right now anyway, barring the Players' Championship 18 in Dublin. So it's not as if he's losing tournaments and heading elsewhere, but, you know, chasing losses. So that's the crucial difference. But, I mean, the rewards are there. It rewards talent, it rewards hard work and purely skill as well. So Van Gerwen's absolutely right to chase the money.
136.
Right, he's been like Apple shares the last 4 years.
120.
Up and up and up and up. Then again, you get the odd moments with players like these, like Peter Hudson, like Van der Voort, where
88.
they're more like Samsung shares, going down and down and down. But Hudson tops for a 2-1 lead.
He's further away, yeah, he needs this because Van der Voort is lurking on double 16 and he knows.
Vincent, you require 32.
Vincent is certainly the sort of player who will gobble up this opportunity. 3 bites at double 16. Van der Voort loves this area of the board as well.
Game shot on the third leg. Vincent van der Voort.
Illustrates why.
Fourth leg is Vincent
And did
to
you
throw
notice
first.
in that
Game
visit
on.
the lack of stress in the Vincent van der Voort demeanour? There was stress on the face of the rock. He goes for tops. He doesn't scare it. Van der Voort steps up, got somewhat of a first blocking dart.
97.
Doesn't worry about it, just steps up and hits it. He's been there, he's done it a million times. And you just get the feeling that Vincent is now a veteran, been around a long time,
94.
seen everything that you can do in the game, and now he's just cruising with that experience and using it against some of these younger guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
60.
That said, this is only his 4th appearance on the European Tour this year. That's why he doesn't have too much prize money in Europe to brag about. And he's only made the last 16 on one occasion. That was in Hamburg
60.
when he lost to Benito van der Pas, fellow Dutchman. Beat Kim Heitbricks that weekend. Made the 2nd round in the European Darts Trophy in Mulheim.
140.
Was beaten in the 1st round in Austria as well by Steve Beaton, 6-1.
That was a very tall game, that one. I remember watching that from the crowd, thinking that the camera that sits just under the top of the screen there that actually points towards the board and gives us some of the great angles that we get from the camera crew here. That was in danger because these guys are standing at 6'6", 6'7". Why is it everybody is taller in darts these days? Even the Dutch kids. Even the crew. Everybody from Holland is so tall.
Vincent, you require 104.
Putting something in the cheese.
So 104 for Van der Voort. Double 16 again.
72. PT require 109.
A little look of, I didn't accept that shot. Peter Hudson will definitely accept 109 if he can get treble 18. Or treble 20, double 15.
57.
That was a little bit odd.
Vincent, you require 32.
Maybe he just likes double 15. Well, Vincent van der Voort does like double 16, like you mentioned, Rob. And he likes it even more now. It's a 3-1 lead to Vincent van der Voort.
Yeah, he just looks to have found a little something extra here, Vincent van der Voort. Hudson took the first leg. Looked very sure-footed as he did so, but it's been all Vincent since then.
140.
Very good performance from Vincent so far. I mean, that's one of the best averages we've seen so far today.
Yeah.
But a very, very strong first 9.
Eddie Dootson won with an average of 76, though. So in these first-round matches, I mean, I don't think Robbie Green made the point. Averages, he's not too well. He for one isn't too concerned about averages in the first round of a tournament like this. But
41.
Looking at that, yeah, you're right. It is one of the highest averages of the day so far at this particular stage of the match as well. Of course, Vincent's still got to see it out, and Hudson is looking to respond here, though, in this leg.
125.
Can't afford to go 4-1 down, otherwise you feel that would be that.
I don't think he should lose this leg from this position.
55.
What's the winner of this plays Chizzy?
36.
So
yeah, so Vincent van der Voort, if he does want to go far, and he will have to go far, semi-finals at least, it will get tougher
96.
should he come through this one. But Hudson in the frame to get one back here.
Do you know why they call him the Rock?
Because he was born in Gibraltar.
60.
No,
Easy require 40.
Rock Hudson.
Of course.
I thought he thought that was going to be a long, drawn-out story.
I did actually. I was expecting some anecdote from
Game shot of the fifth leg. Peter Hudson.
Well, the only anecdote that the Rock wants to hear right now is Topsy is, Topsy gets. 3-2, Vincent van der Voort. That's a wide. And darts with a wide.
44.
You don't get the dart back like you do with the ball in cricket. So not the ideal start for the Dutchman. And Peter Hudson smells a little bit of blood. Just wants to get back into this match as soon as possible and put some pressure on the big Dutchman, because it's all been about him at the moment.
140. Well,
it's not happening in this leg for the Rock. Man, it's not happening for Vincent either.
Yeah, there's a bit of tension just crept into the throw. A little bit of doubt for Vincent over the last couple of visits. He'll want to eradicate that as soon as possible. But later on today, this is the last game of the afternoon. Tonight we have the West Derby, which you so eloquently put earlier on, Rob. That is kicking us off. And then we have Mark Webster versus Mervyn King, which I believe is arguably the game of the night. Chris Dobie against Ted Evans, Chris Reyes and Mark Walsh. Andy Smith against Stefan Stoiker, one of the home nation qualifiers. Then RJ Rodriguez, and when RJ, I mean Roby John, not one of the other ones, against Kyle Anderson, Kevin Painter and Yori Mewisa, Steve Hine and Robert Allenstein, bringing us to a close. But
60.
It's going to be a great night.
Easy require 160.
Peter Hudson requires a bit of magic.
55.
So probably the worst leg of the match so far, but Vincent won't care if he takes care of this.
Yeah, both players sort of plodding their way to the finishing line in this particular leg. Van der Voort looks like he'll get there
94.
first.
Easy require 105.
Although Hudson is on 105, but has been struggling for trebles. Well, he's found the treble 19 there, so that leaves double 14.
91.
And that was the chance.
And much like there was a chance earlier on to get tops, he's missed it. And Van der Voort comes back to get his two-leg advantage back. 2 10s. Oh.
No score.
He'll be spitting at that.
14.
Doesn't look upset, but inside he'll be boiling up.
Game shot on the sixth leg, Peter Hudson.
And that's why, because the Rock is back in this match now. Not only is that a break, but it now puts him 3-3 on terms, and Van der Voort now knows that he has to break back in order to put himself in the position to win this match.
100.
Yeah, 3-1 down. It looked like one-way traffic this match, but we've seen it time and time again Well, we've seen it already today on numerous occasions. Players just
97.
turning the match around in what seems like the blink of an eye. Hudson not playing well by any stretch of the imagination, but he's somehow level at 3 apiece here.
Yeah, it's that old situation. I haven't won the last 2 legs. I've
60.
almost been given the opportunities to do that, and I think Vincent wouldn't refute that.
96.
What he's got to do now is he's got to go back to basics, start hitting tons, straightening up some of these throws. He's had a couple of wides in this match, which he will not be happy about.
81.
But if he can have better visits than the Rock right there. See, 308 for me. The first start has to be the 18s. However, what do I know?
180.
That might just be the visit that Van der Voort needed.
Yeah, just a timely injection, just to get himself going and just to give Hudson a reminder that, you know,
100.
he is a very, very
Vincent
capable player.
128.
Well, it should be 18s. I was going to say he might have gone 260s for double 4 there.
Bullseye. Well,
96.
wasn't aggressive with Hudson on 160, but many players, well, I think, would have gone for that with Hudson on 160. And let's face it, if he takes out another treble 20, it could well have been on.
Well,
Gamble paid off there for
Van der Voort was playing with fire there, and he hasn't got burnt.
Game shot on the
Only
7th leg.
just.
Vincent Van der Voort.
Sometimes
You
it
wouldn't
works.
do that against Michael Van
progress.
Gerwen, say, for example,
Game
because Van
on.
Gerwen would just loves punishing people when they do things like that.
I would stake a lot of money on the fact that Vincent Van der Voort wouldn't have gone for the 18 on that 50 left. Not against Van Gerwen.
83.
I hasten to say that nobody in the world would have done that. But against Peter Hudson, what he's done there is laid down the gauntlet and said, all right, you think you can hit that 160? Go on, I'll give you a shot.
99.
No, he hasn't. And it's paid off for Van der Voort, but it's dicey stuff. It's playing with fire, like I said.
And of course, Van Gerwen took out 160 to win the Grand Prix last weekend as well against,
It's a great
100.
reminder.
against Gary Anderson. What a match that was, by the way. Just powerful. I mean, averaging over 100 on a double-to-start format. Incredible from Van Gerwen.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Credit to Kirk Bevins as well. Calling
85.
refereeing that one. It was
Yeah.
a fast-paced encounter, and it was a terrific performance, I thought, from Kirk as well.
Yeah, I don't know whether you actually saw on social media that he posted saying that was
140.
the most difficult match he's ever had to do, and finals should be, because they should be of that quality. He said he was absolutely exhausted after that final.
He was really switched on.
41.
And he had to be, because when you've got the best 2 players in the world, that's going to happen.
I think it'd be pretty hard to do Jelle Klassen versus Ricky Evans.
138.
Well, Van der Voort just seems to have got that impetus back in his game. Put so much pressure on the big man from Manchester
100.
that Van der Voort now
Vincent
can get that 2-leg
40.
cushion back. 40 he requires after 12 darts, a very good leg.
5 more darts effectively for Van der Voort here. Double 10.
20.
Okay, well, he will be back because Hudson is on 176, but won't want to mess about too much longer.
No, he doesn't. Because if the Rock hits a 140 here, or even a straight ton, and Van der Voort messes around on double 10,
100. Vincent
could be very, very
20.
different in the next 20 seconds.
Game shot on the 8th leg.
But
Vincent Van der
it
Voort.
doesn't come to pass because
9th leg
Van der
is
Voort
Peter to
takes
throw
out double
first.
10.
Game on.
He has that 2-leg cushion back once more, and Hudson needs to win the next 3 to stay in the tournament.
It's been the most important phase of the match for Van der Voort. The last 2 legs.
100.
Hudson pegged him back. Van der Voort found something. That 180 to leave the 128 just seems to have given him a little bit
60.
more belief that he can get over the line here.
140.
There's good signs for Peter Hudson in this game, but I think the word consistency
Yeah.
probably is the thing that's lacking from his game. He seems to be good for a leg, maybe 2.
59.
Then he goes missing for a little while.
Well, I thought the 116 checkout in the first leg, I thought that was going to set the tone, but his finishing has been erratic as well.
What do you think, Rob, about the fact that he hasn't been on the European stage for a while?
100.
He's got a bit of adrenaline pumping through his veins. He's obviously handled it really well by going up there. Checked at 116 in the first leg. I think a subject that
45.
hasn't been broached by a lot of people is just
161.
adrenaline management. And what adrenaline do you need in your veins to play your best darts? I think that's one of the things that makes Van Gerwen so brilliant, because he knows that sometimes he needs a bit of
59.
aggression just to get him to the level that he needs to be great.
Yeah. Well, Van der Voort may have given up on this leg, but a bit of pressure here might make things interesting, and he might as well give it a go.
140.
Still not down to a finish, so 6 darts for Hudson here from 102. 82 remaining.
He had options there. He could have gone the bullseye.
35.
Shows a double 14, but that is not what he asked for. Now, all of a sudden,
give Van der Voort a little bit of encouragement here.
Completely. 140 here, and piles the pressure on.
99. PT requires 67.
Well, all of a sudden, it's not the done deal that we thought it was. Now then, 50 remaining. He's got options here. He's just having a look to see where Van der Voort is. He's lurking on 98. He's potentially 2 darts away. Tops then.
Game shot on the 9th leg.
Boy,
Peter
oh boy,
Hudson.
did he need that.
Oh, that was a
10th leg
good
is
finish.
Vincent to throw first.
Not just from the fact that it was a difficult shot. However, he broke his rhythm by looking at where Van der Voort was. I'm pretty certain he knew where he was before he went to the hockey. I thought he was uncertain as to whether he was going to go for a single 18 or a single 10. Now, you need to know where you're going before you go to the board.
Needs a big number here.
43.
And he's not got it.
Well, in poker terms, Peter Rock Hudson hasn't got many outs here, because Van der Voort is holding all the cards.
83.
He's got the throw. He's in front. He's played the slightly better darts in this match, but only slightly.
Now then,
180.
first 180 of the match for Hudson.
From a visual perspective, that was an absolute peach.
Yep. Nice symmetry to that lot.
140.
And, you know, another big visit here from Hudson. And he might well have one. And he might well have the bit between his teeth. Can he get down to a finish? No, he can't. That last dart could make a lot of difference there, you know.
I agree, Rob. Wholeheartedly agree. I only agree with Van der Voort. He needs a treble now.
59.
Oh.
Well, he's down to 164. He's done some big finishes on the European stage this year. I remember one of his champagne moments as a bull double 16.
81. Vincent, you require
Best shot of the lot.
164.
Best shot of the lot.
164. Wouldn't put it past him. But I will now.
58.
Surprised he didn't go
Vincent, you
bullseye
require
on that last
97.
dart. Because now, Peter, treble 19, treble 18 now. Just checking to see where it is.
Yeah, treble 18 to leave double 12. He's having a good think about this. Yeah, that's where he's gone. So here we go then. Peter Hudson, double 12 to level the match at 5 each.
73.
Question is now, Paul, will he be back? Van der Voort's on 106. I suspect Hudson might get another bite at this particular cherry.
Treble
We shall
18.
see.
He will get another bite of the cherry.
98. Peter require 24.
Double 12. The Gary Anderson double.
Big moment
Game
this.
shot on the 10th
And
leg.
it is 5
Peter
each.
Hudson.
Now it's a
Jefferson
coin
final
flip.
leg is Peter to throw first. Game
Now,
on.
Van der Voort had those 2 legs from 3-3 to go at 5-3. And like you said earlier in the match, when it was 3-1 Van der Voort, you think there's only one winner here. All of a sudden, a bit of resilience from Peter Hudson has got him to 5-5.
100.
And he's got the darts on the last leg of the match.
And he kicks off with a flat sun. Van der Voort needs to go toe-to-toe here.
100.
And he's done precisely that. Bang level in the final match of the afternoon session.
Trebles are like gold now.
58.
Well, that was a long way away as well.
Yeah.
That was nearer the double bet, I think.
5 tons will do. But he's going to get more than that.
108.
What a perfectly timed full house.
What a
from
killer
Van der
blow.
Voort.
Absolutely killer blow for Peter Hudson, this. And he can't afford too
81.
many slip-ups like that.
Look at the stress in Peter Hudson's face as opposed to the lack of it. Van der Voort is just getting on with the job and getting it done.
108.
And he fills it up. And he brings himself down to a finish of 41. He's 2 darts away from a place in the last 32 here in Hildesheim. And once more, Peter Hudson, I thought he was going to throw that blind then.
45. Vincent, you require
He
41.
looks as though he's given up here. He's well adrift. Van der Voort double 16 again for a 6-5 win. One more dart at it.
25.
It's not over yet.
The champagne's on ice, you feel. Unless.
177 would be pretty good. Well, another treble would be excellent.
137.
Okay, well.
Wisniewski requires 16.
He has a chance if Van der Voort misses double 8. If he misses double 4, that's a long way away.
12.
And that's way inside as well. And all of a sudden, Peter Hudson
require 80.
is back on the hockey.
I can't believe it. I really can't. The way he's played in this leg. Peter Hudson now can steal for a 6-5. And
Game
he
shot.
does.
And the match.
Look what it
Peter
means.
Hudson.
Absolutely astonishing. He trailed 3-1, he trailed 5-3, but he's won 3 on the bounce, and he's eliminated the 2014 Austrian darts champion, Vincent van der Voort. It's the end of his campaign, and Peter Hudson has pulled off a very, very unlikely victory in the final match of the afternoon session. Paul Nicholson is still scratching his head, and I think Peter Hudson will be as well when he speaks to Elmar Polka. What a way to bring down the curtain on the afternoon session. Join us again from 7. Some top stuff in store tonight as well. Kicking off with Steve West against his brother Tony West. Some great players in action tonight as well. Mark Webster, Chris Dobie, Christo Reyes, Roby John Rodriguez and Kevin Painter, to name just a few. Join us again from 7 o'clock here on the European Tour at the German Darts Championship.
Brüder-Duell von Steve und Tony West. Aber jetzt erstmal zu Peter. Congratulations. That was very close at the end.
Shaking like a leaf there, wasn't it? Vincent's awesome. He's a superb player.
I mean, that's a good result, beating a top 20 player.
I play better against good players. If you give me someone who's rubbish, I'll probably get beat off him. I've got a superb play tomorrow in Chiswick. He's absolutely awesome. So I know I've got to be on my head. So I'll try my best anyway. If I win, I win. If I get beat, I get beat. That's it.
We're looking forward to that match. Thank you very much. Peter Hudson, The Rock. Er ist da und freut sich über diesen Erfolg gegen Vincent van der Voort. Er sagt, wenn ich